What's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? This is going to be a quick show. Yeah, no quick shows for me means 1 hour. All right. I am starting my journey this week, and I'm sharing it because I'm happy about it. And I'm doing it my way. Meaning I'm going to be smart enough to stretch and stuff like that. But I'm going to get into my weightlifting journey in my own type of way. However I want to do it. Watch videos, use my imagination, motivate myself, make it happen. You know, and I went to the sporting goods, and it was like, what was it? I saw like this shirt called Jockey, and it was just like all this stuff, right? And I was just like, I don't need no shirt. Like, I got plenty of shirts. I got plenty of things. I got yoga pants. Like, what reason do I need to like get all this stuff? Because I don't, you know? Well, that's how the day started. And it was cool. And I went shopping. And when I went shopping, I bought like, I kept it very simple, you know? I kept it very simple. And believe it or not, I was like, I'm always very proud of myself when I buy food out of my pocket. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm never saying I didn't appreciate, receiving food and stuff, but like receiving food, paying for food out of my pocket for myself. And and I bought things very little. I appreciated that. And I had one thing I had to put back. I was like, I can't go over my budget. So it was a granola. It was like, damn it, I know y'all have cheaper granola, but I got caught up because it was called like Greek granolas. It was like a real like I knew it was good. When I looked at it, I knew it was toasted good. I knew it was worth the price, but I couldn't get it. I was like, I'm gonna have to let you go. But it's okay. So basically what I have is strawberry yogurt, strawberries. I have honey in there, so that'll help kick up everything as well. And then I bought naan, peanut butter, so I can eat the naan bread toasted, put peanut butter on it. I did not get bananas. That's the only thing I did not get, but I'll get that next. I did not think to even get that. I got the strawberries, I didn't get the bananas. So I got that. And then I didn't even buy bottles of water. I just purchased a big old container of water, which is not even in the refrigerator. It's still at room temperature. Then I also purchased what did I get? The meats that I got was salmon and pulled chicken. I was really avoiding pork. I did not want to get any pork. So I was like the pulled chicken with the barbecue um was perfect. So I was like, okay, that's good too. It's so crazy because I literally had hamburger buns, but I put the hamburgers buns back just in case I was gonna get hamburgers. So hamburgers might be what I get next week. So what am I doing? What is the plan? I want to eat, you know. I did get a more vegan protein shake with peanut butter and chocolate in it. It was recommended to me by another bodybuilder, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take in that insight. And then from the vegan protein shake, I also then started. I bought some creatine because creatine is my favorite. Because creatine is very good when you feel that, like when I feel that burning sensation, it doesn't burn so bad. It makes me keep going and going and going and going and going, despite if I feel that burning sensation while I'm doing the workout. So I have that, and then the salmon. Oh, because you know how they have these ready-made salads, and I was like, I can just cut down my own lettuce, chop down onions and peppers, just pre-make it, you know what I'm saying? And I have salad dressing in here, just have my salad dressing. Because the main thing that I have always noticed when I was working out before is I was too focused on losing weight, losing weight, losing weight. Me, is more about balance, not trying to have a big nasty stomach, but also I'm focused on weightlifting. shaping up my body from the top to the bottom. Of course, I'm going to do some leg days and do some leg workouts, and I'm going to keep those very simple, but I'm going in. I'm not thinking about no rules. I'm not thinking about nothing. Everything will flow as I go along. And that's how I'm doing it. And I know that doing it this way is going to work out for me tremendously. Now, everything else is going to flow on itself, whether I decide to stop drinking soda, whether I decide to, lay down certain meats or whatever the case may be. I am starting to see life a little bit different as somebody who's been in the world of vegan and being vegetarian and stuff like that. I don't mind the vegan protein because something in me felt like, let me just go by what this person who's bodybuilding, who's about to get back into the competitions and stuff like that. Like, let me listen to them, and I was like, okay, let me take this, because she said it wasn't so much dairy or whatever, and my body can't handle a lot of dairy anyway. I'm taking chances with the creatine and also mixing, the peanut butter and stuff is fine, but like certain things I'm taking chances with. I bought almond milk as well to mix up my protein drink with. So I'm taking all of these like chances a little bit my body. All right. I feel like eating meat, fueling myself, pumping myself up, eating what I want, as well as working out, working out, and everything will flow with it. The only thing I know that needs to stop is I need to stop smoking tobacco. I'm not going to stop smoking weed. That's not going to happen. But I do need to stop smoking tobacco. I need to stop. Okay. Because I realized that I'm starting to feel like smoking tobacco, especially, is causing laziness in my life. That smoking tobacco is causing, um, that's what I say. It's causing laziness in my life. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. But then also it's because it's different levels smoking tobacco and stuff like that. I get it. But also I don't like the environment. I started to really dislike walking into certain environments that did sell the tobacco products that I like. I just don't I didn't like the interaction with the people and the energy. If you can understand what I'm saying. And so I was like, okay, this has to change as well. I mean, if I have to go to a gas station, I gotta go. But I was like, this type of this energy has to shift for me. So I don't want to deal with this no more. So it's like all of these different things that started coming to me to why I'm making these major life changes and major life transformations. Okay. So another thing, um, I'm just doing it my way, and I'll figure it out along the way. And I'm somebody that I can watch something, I can analyze something and just watch it and do what I see and manifest what I see. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm just gonna do that. That's it. Point blank period. All right, let's move on. So what we got going on here? What we got going on here? So the news is just being the news. More news on Elon Musk. I don't agree with people going to Tesla and spray painting Tesla and destroying Tesla cars. I just don't agree with that. I think if the people who can afford Tesla is like, hey, I'm selling my Tesla for $300. Or I'm just leaving it in the street. Whoever wants it can have it. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Like it's that type thing. So when I begin to look at this, I was like, I'm it, but I do like to hear what other people have to say. And I have seen political debate, but this Republican versus Democrat, conservative versus liberal fight has been such a serious one. I think this one has been a little more serious than I have ever seen in the first since the first time Trump was president, but this time around it's so riled. It's so riled up. All right. I just want to make that clear. I don't really have much to say about the news. I've just been keeping my eye on it to prepare myself. Again, I could talk about these things because I'm going to do them. And I somewhere while I'm also working, you know what I'm saying? And like um, deciding, you know what I'm saying, with the grants and stuff like that that's available. Other decisions in my life that I've been making. I still have been decorating and I have a lot of laundry going today. So there's going to be a brief break in between time. And it might be a time where like I said, it's not going to be a long show. But I don't know where the hell my phone is at. I don't know where this phone is at. Did I put it on the washing machine? The rest of Seeking Mother Husband. Oh yeah, baby. I watched the rest of it. And let me just is and way overdue at the same time. Yeah, before it's time and way overdue at the same time. All these other shows that should have been out here, right? Been on there because I was like, well, the reason there will be black women on there is because that is something that you would not think, right? You probably would not think that the black woman would be on such a show like that. But she is. But those of you who are smart, you would not be shocked that a black woman is on a show like that. But at the same time, it is still a certain kind of black woman because even that one with the two guys, like that wants the baby and shit, they're just like in love with her and into her, and you can tell that it's sincere, and I don't sense no bullshit between the both of them, and they're getting along just fine. And it's like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Um, Tiger, they need to come back. Okay. Uh, I don't know. I don't think the episode is over. I think I caught up with all the episodes. I guess I'm waiting for season 2, or I guess I'm waiting for the next episode. So they did tell us what did happen at the end of the storyline. And of course, the black guy, it didn't go too well for him. I think y'all a white woman that he was with. I can't remember her name, but she ended up being with the two white guys instead, while they were still friends. So she's not trying to cut him off completely. But it wasn't a success story as the other two black women. And I found that to be interesting because all this stuff is very psychological to me. All of it is psychology. I stumbled across a book. It talks about the darkness in ourselves through the tarot cards. And I said, ooh, somebody has been listening to V314 Bad Bitchcraft Radio. Oh, okay. Okay, Neil, you've been over here peeping around on my show. All right, got you. And then I also will still be reaching back out to Neil as well. But at the end of the day, I just noticed, like, you just never know energetically what you're putting out there and what people are capturing. And that's the beauty of a writer. They don't have to necessarily be listening to your show. Catch what's being talked about, especially in the world of writing. It's just such a magical occult world that I love. That's why they're writing schools and workshops and all this stuff, because the writers, the scribers were the most valued and important people in ancient times. And writers and scribers are still the most valuable and important people. And the writers and scribers are the great master manipulators and puppet masters that go on today in the news world and everything. And that's what journalism was created for. And I told you guys that history before. So let's get into it. So getting further into what we're getting into today. What am I learning from doing the Black Woman's Guide? Let's talk about that. What I am learning is, and realizing why I was attracting what I was attracting and why I was going through what I was going through. Somebody like me can clearly attract someone of another race very easily if I really, really want to, right? But I also noticed that the environment of which I come from, the lifestyle, the knowledge, and the wisdom and information that I've had for so many years, it's starting to come beneath the surface. And I realized why I was triggered, why I was angry, and why I had buried the archetype of a Minty the writer for so many years and got rid of everything and all these stuff. The most beautiful thing I can do, because it began to teach me and show me, especially with the Queen Maker situation and how I don't, whatever she was doing here, whatever, and took the name when I was saying that shit. And I wasn't saying it all the time, but I definitely know I was the one saying it. And all these things, I realize how staged this world is. That your personality, who you are and what you do, can become a part of being on this world stage. It's like you don't know if you may have been next in line for them to put you on the world stage. And that's some deep shit to come to realization about. I also come to realize that the power that I have by the knowledge and wisdom that I carry within me when I walk in this world. And as I've been doing this is where I have come to realize my own dark psychology and or shadow work and was like, nah, I need my body to represent who I am internally. I'm tired of just being this tough, really, humbled, you know, strong person and strong minded, if more than anything, person. But it's not, it's just, I can't deal with it no more. And I started realizing the things that was getting to me and why. Started realizing that the people who've ever called me weak were the weakest people that I knew. And they handled life in a very weak way, but they called me weak. I started to come to realize that the people in my life who I chose to fight smart around because I could see how fucked up they were and how they can use me as a catalyst for me to get jumped by 20 goddamn people for their pleasure, which those are called weak snakes. These are the things I started to come to actualization about in my life. And so with that, I realized that I know that banner's down there. I'm not moving anything because the computer's kind of hot. So let that stay down there. And I thought I probably would screen share. I don't really know because I'm waiting for this computer to cool down. You know what I'm saying? So come to me stronger as I was doing the black. It was never with the intentions of want to nag or bicker or speak so very nasty. I wanted it to come in a place of power, of strength and wisdom. And that's exactly what it has come from. And I also realized as I was speaking, I was like, if I'm sitting here talking about, N words, me to call somebody that, it's not necessary to talk that way. It's just not necessary to even refer to things that way. And so you have that coming. I never had to pay attention to. I paid attention to, but I never really had to pay attention to as a black woman. You see what I'm saying? Or just as a woman of color on this in this world. And especially put myself in a new environment and stuff like that. And back to pretty much the hometown I grew up in. And I realized that this this anger, resentment, and almost hate that people are walking around with is black people, because it's easy to do that. It's easy to try to attack the black woman. But I'm going to have to say this. I'm looking back and I'm actually, this is why I love my generation. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I love being a fucking millennial. I love us. And the thing is, with that, it's working. It's really working. Like, I'm really sitting back like, damn, this shit really working. People are losing their shit. People are showing that they have always been the insecure and weak people. They're saying, spelling out nigger and all this stuff in school. It's like, you're insecure and you're weak and you're mad and you're probably jealous. And then it's the mere fact of, like, when I walk around people. I walk around. I don't like people walking to me. I'm very avoidant. If you walk past me, I let you. I just don't want to be walking beside them while I'm walking. Nothing. That's how I am. So then you have that. That uh, the caste system is not working. There's a game that's not. You just have to understand that, and I see this is that the black woman needs to be mean in a very grown and sophisticated way. I really feel that in my heart. You need to be mean in a very grown and sophisticated way. It's okay if you walk into a space, you don't have to smile and talk back to everybody and say hello, good morning, or whatever. People at work, I get it. They got to do what they got to do. Time is passing by. You don't have to be that puppy for everybody to dangle around and do their little caste system shit upon you. I'm telling you this as someone who does it every day. I project a very do not fucking bother me, do not fucking talk to me energy. As soon as I hop out that car, that is the energy that I give. I did it today at the sporting goods. And I'm going to tell you something. It's a very interesting thing to do. I'm to the point, I'm like, you know what? I actually like walking around with a fucking bonnet on my head because motherfuckers got their stereotypes and they don't want to talk to me. Oh, I'll do this more because I'm not here to impress no fucking body. I'm not here to give no image of anything. If you don't get brain goals to know how intelligent I am, then you just don't get that luxury. That's how I think. And I would like you to think the same way. And here's another thing. Even when you carry this energy, you may have to even project it into your own people. And you may have to understand that your own people may be the one who hates you the most in the room. And you can't really do nothing about that. You just got to understand it. I saw a black couple today while I was looking for my strawberries. I have a certain type of people that I see that I do not fuck with. We don't have to get into that. But I'm not going to just be blatantly mean if the person said, hey, you looking for the strawberries? They're over there. They would have got a nod and a thank you. Okay, I'm not just cruel. My thing is, fuck all of you. None of you can be fucking trusted. And looking at social media, like they really know what we've been thinking about them, and they really see our agenda. And it's like, well, damn, a lot of them already knew our agenda, but now the agenda is really out there. And that's the crazy part. Like they thought nobody knew it, but we already knew it. But now the energy, especially more with the immigrants out here where I'm at, they're mad. They're mad. And understand, even though they're attacking black people, I need you to intuitively understand something. They're very mad at white supremacy not accepting them. They're really mad that they don't have the white privilege that they thought they had in society. And they're more mad to see that the black woman is, at the stance that she's in, as well as the black male in America. See, I have always told people, when you live a certain type of lifestyle and you move a certain type of way, people are going to energetically respond to you that way. Okay? When you have a lifestyle or a way where you just don't give a fuck, people are going to want to be in your face You got to understand that. That's like has taught me. And it's like, nah, this needs to be written down of the Black woman. The Black woman needs to tap into dark psyche, needs someone to give her that, to tell her, listen, the fact that you know that the world hates you and that you were the most abused and slave from your slave master, you still need to, okay? And as long as you keep that and you notice that, you are going to move a lot more differently in this world. Would you not? So I'm here to say, this is how you do it. Now, in the corporate world with these people, I'm here to say there's nothing wrong with being a bitch. You can be a bitch very quiet. You don't have to be an obvious bitch, but you can be there's nothing wrong with that. Say fuck everybody. Cause somebody kid to you. I just wouldn't. Now about absolute, like, are you, when they're doing them, your Black woman needs to have, everybody is racist. I deal with that truth. I'll put it on a fucking T and I have birthed Black sons. Because you know what? Bringing it to the world, it looks like unhinged. Walk around with shirts like when the Black, because I am you. But you have self and the for that. Another thing, Black woman, when you wear shirt, it doesn't mean that's mean to people. Don't let me put it. Y'all the fucking white in your power. Shouldn't be able to meet an ass he can, or tell him plenty of stuff that you Black woman and you don't date Black this. And it's anything. Try to, you know how I let's just literally have to go hide the dark up the off on my in the empty apartment out here. And it is type annoying. One second, y'all. I actually found it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and adjust the audio before I start it. Hopefully y'all can hear it because my Bluetooth is on. So this is fair use. We're going to use this. Hold on, this fucking commercial shit. One second, y'all. We're going to go ahead and up just a little bit. Okay, I found it. I forgot this shit was on my damn share screen. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and fix up the audio. So listening to this lady while she talk about the dark side of relationships, or dating, interracially. It's going now. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna have to just click it up when it come up. I'm gonna start.
I've said it multiple times on here that I really don't care. Me personally, it's not for me. But yeah, just because it's not for me doesn't mean it can't be for some other people. I mean, people like what they like, and I personally don't care what people like as long as it's two consenting adults. I'm cool. I've said this on here multiple times. I really don't be giving a fuck at all. What she shared, the info she shared, and the things that you would need to do or might need to do, and how it's like, I just cannot believe the stress, right, that goes into this. And I know it's maybe not going to be the same for everybody, but based off of what she shared, it was giving 247 work that you are not going to get paid for. So for those of you who want to be in, like to be in, or might find yourself in the future, contemplating being in an interracial relationship, you might want to know these facts. And for the rest of us who are just watching this video because we are nosy AF and just want to know, even though we would never use this information, most likely, without further ado, let's get into it.
Your white partner is going to experience a decline in their white privilege, and it is going to cause a crash out like you have never seen. And here's the thing, they don't even tell the white people this. They get blindsided by it too. And the way that it works is wild. Speaking from my experience and how it went, you meet a guy, and on either side, it can be lust, like, love, whatever. Then they take you around their white friends. And now, Black women, what you need to know is a group of not white men, especially young white men, are always going to be cool. They're always going to think you're hot, you're cool, be totally down with however you're representing yourself and whatever, because white men in their white privilege have the freedom to think however they want to think. It's when the company gets mixed that things start to get hinky. And by mixed company, I mean those same white guys plus their white girlfriends and wives, white family, white coworkers, white friends. Then the dance starts because you have people who are on different levels of privilege, class, and power. And they're looking at you and they're trying to place you, and it better not be above them. So now you, as the Black girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or whatever, wife, have to do a dance. You have to position yourself between stereotype of what everybody wants you to be so that they can be comfortable in their white superiority delusion of this is what a Black person is, and that's what I need to see to know that I'm here. But you also have to be assimilated enough into white culture that you're not deemed a threat, that they can relate to you, they understand you, they see that you are parroting certain norms and things that they know that they can relax a little bit. So it's a constant dance, because do not walk into a room full of insecure white people and be all that in a bag of chips. Oh, you in danger, girl. Because if you walk in there and you're not playing their little game that makes them feel good about themselves, if you walk in there and you are intellectual, you have poise, class, a great job, you're well educated, style, if you're not afraid of them, if you're not seeking their approval, if you are unbothered, They are not going to like that. And they're going to start looking at your white partner like, how dare you bring that here?
So basically, you have to dim your lights when you're around them to make them feel comfortable.
And I like that she called white supremacy a delusion, because that's really what it is. A delusion that obviously they don't even really believe 100%, because they know in their hearts of hearts that it don't make any sense. Nobody is superior over the other, but they operate under the delusion nonetheless. But because it is just that, a delusion, when they come face to face with someone who, just by existing, just by being their authentic self and loving it and thriving, this challenges their delusion and they hate that. So they get pissed, hence the lash outs.
And in order to keep their community of white delusion thriving, they have to remove any perceived threats, actual threats, anything that is not vibing in that collective understanding of who they deem themselves to be. And so that decline, that dismissal from white privilege is going to hit your white partner hard. They are going to get social backlash, stop being invited to things. Their family is going to start haranguing them about keeping you in line. Their buddies are not going to come over because their wives don't like you. There's going to be
this is insane. I'm going to call it what it is. It's racism at play. That's what it is.
I can only imagine the tension that exists within this kind of environment. And can we talk about how unsafe this kind of environment is going to be for anyone who decides to venture into this, right? And they just unfortunately find themselves in a circle of people that are like this, right? That's not safe. Like, just listening to her explain what it's like, I'm drained, I'm exhausted, physically, emotionally, psychologically. Just listening to this, she got me wanting to end the interracial relationship that I'm not even in. Like, life is already hard enough. Imagine now adding this to it. Kuku Kimi. And she's not close to done. No, there's still more to the clip. The stress, the toxicity of it all. Oh my goodness, I just can't deal.
There's going to be a lot of things that happen. And not only will they possibly have a decline in their social status, their white privilege, but their upward mobility within white privilege can be chopped off, especially if it's at work. If they have a boss or a boss's spouse that feels some kind of way, all of a sudden promotion opportunities are not there for them. You are literally by showing up as your authentic self, by being real, by not taking any flack, or even if you are so token and so playing the game, but that other white person who has a little bit more power than your partner is threatened or is insecure, there's nothing that you can do to stop them from wanting to yank privilege away from your partner or your spouse. It is what it is. And something that I was shocked by was that there will be other interracial relationships around, other Black men, Negro women, and they're not gonna help you. They are not your friend. They ain't looking out for you, because if they stand up for you, if they speak up, if they try to mirror you, hell, if they even be nice to you or acknowledge your presence before anything else pops off, that could be seen as a threat, because you have to remember they're doing the same dance, right?
This is insane. It's so insane. I think my nose is even watering. My nose is like, I cannot stand what I'm hearing right now. Are you playing this video for the second time? You're making me listen to this for the second time. Stop it. You're stressing me. That's what my nose is saying. I think I need to get to paper. The things some of our people are willing to do, right? The rubbish they are willing to take just so they can swim in the snow. And if we want to even keep it 100 steps, sometimes it's not just about things some people are willing to do so they can be with a white person. If we should take the race factor out of it, there are some people who are in relationship regardless of the race of the person, regardless of any ethnic background or whatever. There are some people who will be willing to stay in some, you can look at the situation and like, why are you here? But they are there. It is crazy to me how there are people out there who are willing to do just
Kittl provides thousands of pre-made templates that you can easily customize to sell in your Etsy store without having to worry about commercial usage. It's easy to use and has tons of tools to help beginners make professional looking designs. Whether you've never made a graphic design before or you've been designing for years, Kittl makes
who are willing to do just about anything if it means that they can be with a particular person. Again, like I said, regardless of race, regardless of whatever ethnic background, there are some people who they are willing to even make themselves disappear. Not in the sense that they would no longer exist, but in the sense that they would now become a shell of themselves, right? Because being with this person requires you stripping so much away from the person that you are authentically. Either it's a case of the person that you are with is the one requiring you to be someone else because the person that you are, they don't like it, so they want to turn into an entirely different person to meet the standard of whatever it is that they are into. Either it's that, which is crazy, that, some people just don't go and be with the people or the person that has the qualities that they are looking for. So they go meet some other people and try to warp them into. It's crazy that people are doing this, right? But there's also the, what she's talking about now, that happens. Why are you putting yourself through this? What is the reason? Why are you doing yourself this much disservice? But if you like it, I love it, I guess, because that's what you want. Well, that's not going to stop us watching from the outside. We watch and we judge. We watch and we call the judge. Yeah, because like some of the things some people have been doing in these relationships should be a crime. Yeah, you saw a sister or a brother and you did not say hi, not because you did not want to say hi, not because you were not in the mood personally. You just because we have those days, right? We just don't want to talk to people, regardless of who these people are. Sometimes I'm like, Mom, please, I don't want to talk right now. But when those days come, it's because of us and how we feel, and we are prioritizing ourselves and being selfish in the moment and caring about only ourselves, right? That's fine. It happens, right? But in this situation, that's not what is happening here. There are people out there in interracial relationships that are choosing not to want to be cool with people. Worse, people from their own communities, just because the friend group of the person that they are dating have put them in this box that they allow themselves to be in. And they're doing this to make them happy so they can continue to be. That is insane. That should be a crime. Handcuffs. What level of coonery is this? What level of coonery is this? 500 lashes.
They are also having to toggle between stereotype and non-threatening assimilated token. So they are having to consciously or subconsciously protect the white privilege of their spouse and the standing of their spouse for their own self-preservation. So no, don't look to them. They ain't going to help you. And y'all ain't going to be friends. Y'all ain't going to be bonding about the nuances of being in an interracial relationship. That's not how this works. This is about isolation.
And it was at this point when I was first watching this video that I could not help but think about how is all of this worth it? Like the stress, just because you're dating a person, this is all of these whoops, all of this twisting and turning. Is it worth it? This is abuse. I can't help but think about how this is abusive behavior. It is. And I'm not going to go into breaking down why. I think it's self-explanatory, right? Like, I think it's self-explanatory of how this is abusive, right? Because she even said they want to isolate you. So they're trying to do that so you would not have shoulder to lean on when need be. So you would just be stuck there in the middle of these people that obviously none of which have your back. Nah, this is sad.
So if you find yourself with a white person who you might like, love, see yourself building a life with, and they have not completely deconstructed from white supremacy, delusion.
Now, the argument that they're going to have about this lady, because I'm going to go back, fair use 107, we are using this video to dissect it and explain. This is a video that has been shared by this woman, so this is not anything that no one else is not talking about. We are all dissecting this video, YouTube. And just wanted the audience to hear what she had to say first. And now I'm going to get into a bit more of what she did say. She spoke already at a very monotone type of pace. So you should have been able to understand her because she didn't speak fast already. So it's not like it was faster. Okay. She was very city, probably lived in a city, lived in the Midwest, West Coast. She gives me like, she's a travel. She gives me travel vibes, like this woman, educated woman energy from her. Okay. But let's go ahead and dissect a lot of
experience a decline in their white privilege, and
they're going to experience a decline in their white privilege. That is a very hard line from the beginning. Because I really want to hear what the divestors have to say. She said a decline in their white privilege. Let's go.
It is going to cause a crash out like you have never seen. And here's the thing, they don't even tell the white people this. They get blindsided by it too. And the way that it works is wild. Speaking from my experience and how it went, you meet a guy and on either side, it can be lust, like, love, whatever. Then they take you around their white friends. And now, Black women, what you need to know is a group of not racist white men, especially young white men, are always going to be cool. They're always going to think you're hot, you're cool, be totally down with however you're representing yourself and whatever. Because white men in their white privilege have the freedom to think however they want to think. It's when the company gets mixed that things start to get hinky. And by mixed company, I mean those same white guys plus their white girlfriends and wives, white family, white coworkers, white friends. Then the dance starts because you have people who are on different levels of privilege, class, and power. And they're looking at you and they're trying to place you, and it better not be above them. So now you, as the Black girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or whatever, wife, have to do a dance. You have to position yourself between stereotypes.
Before she gets into that, it goes back into what I was talking about earlier. The thing of the whole walking into a space, dominating the space, giving main character energy, not giving a fuck about nobody. Whether you got on a bonnet or not, whether your head dread or not, freeform dread or not, however you fucking pulling up in there. The thing is, what's going to happen is that right there energetically puts you above people. That energetically is, even if somebody wants to talk down to you or be speak something down to you, they can't, because energetically something about you is saying otherwise. And this is why I say, get your motherfucking strength up, get your muscles up, get your weight up, come in that motherfucker looking like that. Okay. It really, you got, I mean, for real, fuck these people, even if you are divested. Let's go.
Stereotype delusion of this is what a Black person is, and that's what I need to see to know that I'm here. But you also have to be assimilated enough into white culture that you're not deemed a threat, that they.
That's me. I have on my bonnet, whatever color I decide to wear. I walk the way I walk. I talk the way I talk. I'm quick. I don't do all that smile and laugh and shit. I'm direct. I'm focused. I'm not playing with nobody when I'm outside. So I don't fit into no goddamn stereotype of any Black woman. Even when someone is showing care and nice and kindness to me, I'm still very business direct, looking at the prices, why they talking, looking at this, paying attention. Now, of course, I always pay attention to what's around me. Sometimes I just people all wall, but I still see what's around me. And while I'm doing all of that, I still keep that serious demeanor with the fucking bonnet on.
They can relate to you, they understand you, they see that you are parroting certain norms and things that they know that they can relax a little bit. So it's a constant dance, because do not walk into a room full of insecure white people and be all of that in a bag of chips. Oh, that makes them feel good about themselves. If you walk in there and you are intellectual, you have poise, class, a great job, you're well educated, style. If you're not afraid of them, if you're not seeking their approval, if you are unbothered, they are not going to like that. And they're going to start looking at your white partner like, how dare you bring that here?
So basically, you have to dim your lights when you're around them to make them feel comfortable.
And I like that she called white supremacy a delusion, because that really what it is, a delusion that obviously they don't even really believe 100%, because they know in their hearts of hearts that it don't make any sense. Nobody is superior over the other, but they operate under the delusion nonetheless. But because it is just that, a delusion, when they come face to face with someone who just by existing, just by being their authentic self and loving it and thriving, this challenges their delusion and they hit that. So they get pissed, hence the lash outs.
And in order to keep their community of white delusion thriving, they have to remove any perceived threats, actual threats, anything that is not vibing in that collective understanding of who they deem themselves to be. And so that decline, that dismissal from white privilege is going to hit your white partner hard. They are going to get social backlash, stop being invited to things. Their family is going to start haranguing them about keeping you in line. Their buddies are not going to come over because their wives don't like you. There's going to be
this is insane. I'm going to call it what it is. It's racism, actually. That's what it is.
I can only imagine
This is what is the preparation. This is what pushes me to create the things that I have and the projects in the background, because these are the topics that need to be discussed. And this is why we have the unambiguous Black women talking, the exotical talking. This is why that is why all the exoticals have united, have ganged up, have squatted up to talk, because they need to talk. Because at the end of the day, what I'm seeing is they're showing some kind of compassion and love for the Black woman, and they're accepting their own blackness. And that's why they're doing what they're doing. The divestors are doing what they're doing too. But at the same time, we all need to come together at the table to have these discussions as Black women, which pushed me to write the Black Woman's Guide. Now, another thing. What she's talking about is the truth. There's no denying it, but I'm going to tell you the argument. I think she's a pretty woman. Okay. I think she should have put an eyeliner on. You know, I like the purple, but she should have like put a little eyeliner on. And she has a very aesthetic that would be classified for the divestors to make her a mammy. Her hair, to the divestors going into the hairline thing, will classify this woman as a mammy. To me, that nose that she has is a very indigenous looking nose. Give or take, people who have these noses are troublemakers. People with these noses, they are troublemakers. It's something about that shape of that nose that looks like a V at the bottom, and they're troublemakers. Okay. At the same time, it's not like she's not telling the truth. Okay. Let's go. What else did I want to address? These are the things that she's going to get attacked about because of how she looks. So technically, they will call her a mammy, and they will say she's a swirler. I already know
that exists within this kind of environment, or anyone who decides to venture into this, right? And they just unfortunately find themselves in a circle of people that like this, right? Drained. I'm exhausted physically, emotionally, psychologically. Just listening to this, she got me wanting to end the interracial relationship that I'm not even in. Like, life is already hard enough. Imagine now adding this to it. Kuku Kimi. Goodness, I just can't deal.
There's going to be a lot of things that happen. And not only will they possibly have a decline in their social status, their white privilege, but their upward mobility within white privilege can be chopped off, especially if it's at work. If they have a boss or a boss's spouse that feels some kind of way, all of a sudden promotion opportunities are not there for them. You are literally so token and so playing the game, but that other white person who has a little bit more power than your partner is threatened or is insecure. There's nothing that you can do to stop them from wanting to yank privilege away from your partner or your spouse. It is what it is. And something that I was shocked by was that there will be other interracial relationships around, other Black men, Negro women, and they're not going to help you. They are not your friend. They ain't looking out for you, because if they stand up for you, if they speak up, if they try to mirror you, hell, if they even be nice to you or acknowledge your presence before anything else pops off, that could be seen as a threat, because you have to remember they're doing the same dance, right?
Yep. Okay, before she makes that comment, I want to say something. This happens in the Black alternative world as well. And I don't know if the person that they're with is their partner or not. The Black woman there, and she looked good. I loved her platforms, but every time I went to look at her, she turned her head. Now, if I wanted to, I could have said hello. You know what I'm saying? I could have talked to her and made conversation. But this tends to happen a lot. I think also these type of experiences is why you see people end up dating their own race or going into other ethnic cultures to date. This is what happens. This is not something that we cannot deny. Okay? No matter how much we try to, we can't deny that being an intelligent, worthy of something useful Black woman is a threat to this world. Okay? Like this is where you have to embrace that your hair is beautiful. You switching up and putting lace fronts and stuff on in your own unique type of way and styling it is your beauty. You being able to go into worlds and the metal world and these different places, you stand out. When a Black woman is in her heavy metal gear and she's just standing there taking a picture, that picture holds so much more strength than all these other races of women. The only thing that could come close to her is another Latin woman or maybe Hispanic, Caribbean Hispanic woman can match the energy of what she is. Even if the Black woman puts on something that is air quote sexy and beautiful, it stands out better than the non-Black woman. This is something that just can't be denied. Even tattoos and her piercings, her hair, it's unmatched. And see, there's nothing wrong with embracing who you are. Not so much of embracing Blackness, that's just what's defined Blackness, but just who you are. I have thick ass Caribbean hair, like this woman right here. My hairline, I have a very Spanish hairline. I have the hair that extends out towards my forehead, and I used to have the sideburns before my mother cut them off. That was my beauty. And you can still see it on the side just a little bit. My children have it more. I also have a strip of silver hair on one side of my head. And that's generations. That's me, my dad, my grandmother, her dad, and her mother. And I mean his mother, and then goes however far back. And that's my beauty. And I should stand in my beauty, correct? So experiences, especially if somebody is in this type of environment that she's in, which I would never be. I wouldn't waste my time to be in an environment like that. You got that you are a motherfucking problem. Okay? This is a patriarchy. Everybody's insecure and self-hating and self-loathing, and they can't embrace themselves.
If they speak to you or acknowledge your presence before anything else pops off, that could be seen as a threat, because you have to remember they're doing the same dance, right?
My nose is like, I'm not the second time. Stop it. You're stressing me. That's what my nose is saying. Oh, I think I need to get tissue paper. The thing, some of us can't swim in the snow. And if it's a white person, if we should take the race factor out of it, you know, there are some people who are in relationship regardless of the race of the person.
Somebody had the full video. I'm about to go find it. All right. I'm not going to play this no more. I'm not trying to get copyright. So let me see if she's talking some. You're going to go through this Black woman, Black American woman, even amongst Africans, Caribbeans, or anybody who is not an American of another race. You're going to go through this, Black woman. Black American woman. Even if you, like me, if you've been more American raised, even if you have the Caribbean, Hispanic background, the Caribbean background and all that stuff, it don't matter. If you don't speak the language or you have not been on the islands and the culture, you're not accepted. That's just the reality, despite what your DNA is. You need to face that reality. Because our African family on this screen will have some shit to say about you. Will be against you being with their brother. You live a certain way that you look. It all plays the same game. And I find it interesting that so many Africans have been reported, have gotten curious and gotten the answers that they were. Okay. I'm looking for something really quick, y'all. Hold on. I have to find this video. That the Africans, what the true African, the black American ass word, the African American experience is. You see her, the stuff they hear come out these white people mouth, shocked. Even the white Africans had to check the white American bitch, like, bitch, we not the same. Don't you dare do that. And calling out their conniving behavior and nastiness, their foulness. Calling it out. Because the thing is this. All right? Hold on, y'all. Let me find it. I gotta find it first, y'all, because I'm not gonna play it. I think I got it. Hold on. That's the other bullshit. Let me see. No, I thought I posted it. I didn't. Some people responded to this video. Let me just go ahead and look down now. It was the twins, the girls. They had like people responding to her. I found them. The twins hang out Kenya. Okay. Because they actually have people that respond. So I wanted y'all to see the video. And so now we're going to go into fair use. Now we're going to see the response to the video. Hold on. The commercial probably going to come on first.
Grow your business 75% faster with Sintra's AI employees. Just feed them your business information and watch them do the work.
Soshi, build a social media calendar for my brand.
Millie, create a cold email that would increase.
Okay. Okay. It's getting good. It's getting good. Let's go.
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who?
I'm gonna tell you what it
That's
is.
about being in an interracial relationship or marriage that nobody
Okay, that's why.
is going to tell you but me.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren. And I'm Maureen. Right. So guys, in today's episode,
Maureen and Maureen. Oh my goodness. I wonder who's the evil twin.
They're looking at
All
you and they're
twins have
trying
an
to
evil twin.
place you, and it better not be above them. So now you, as the black girlfriend,
Hold on, y'all.
you have poise, class, a great job, you're well educated, style. If you're not afraid of them, if you're not seeking their approval, if you are unbothered, they are not going to like that. And they're going to start looking at your white partner like,
There's an actor that was with the white man who she divorced. I forgot her name, Quinta. Don't give me Quinta's last. Don't give me saying Quinta's last name. And she's with the Everybody Hates Chris actor from the show that they're on together. And they look good together. I'm not gonna hold you. They actually look adorable together. But could you imagine someone in her position, what she may have experienced on the other side? Okay, are they commenting or is there more? Okay. They're commenting. Okay, I thought there was responses to her. I probably have to actually go to TikTok and hear if he does these 10 things, he's not the one. White America reacts to Trump bringing back. We don't care. White men continue to weaponize black women. Okay. Let's continue this conversation. How much time I got? It was the very first line that this lady said that was the eye opener for me. She said, his white privilege will decline being with you. That's deep. And that is to say, and see, this is where the double entendre begins to happen in the divested world. See how beautiful the universe is? Because even if you say that the male in your community or the male of the culture that you come from ain't shit, you are still saying that you as the black woman ain't shit. So no matter what you have or no matter what you accomplish, you still ain't shit even on that other side. That's what it says. But I'm here to help you guide yourself to live for yourself. Choose partners, actual partners who are there for you. Okay? Choose partners who are there for you, who match you at the same level of you. I don't think we in here. I don't think we in the game of impressing family members. I mean, you want to get along with them, right? And you want your children to have a great life, right? If you decide to have children with this person. But I'm here to teach you how to be very selfish and self-centered. I'm here to teach you how to manipulate, get what the fuck you want in the way that you want it, and that you're not, and you to be a joker in the deck so you can be taken out of this game. And if you are in the game, you're going to know how to make these fucking chess moves on both sides of the board. Go check out the show Invisible Chessboard. Excellent audiobook, excellent show. That's what I'm here to do on V314 Bad Bitch Craft Radio. You ain't here to impress nobody. You ain't here to give a fuck. You here to give main character motherfucking energy. You can see, just like she sat down at that table and wasn't invited, sit her ass right the fuck down at that table, uninvited, and be all in her gloriousness. But I'm not going to go nowhere where I'm not invited. I don't give a fuck. But I don't have a partner in my life where I can't come around. If I don't come around, that's my choice not to come around. But I don't come around. But I can come around. Took me time before I did it, but I come around. Another thing to note. Oh boy. No matter where you go, no matter how you do it, you should never be in a space where you have to play down yourself, where you can't be yourself. Never do that. Be who you are, authentically and 100%. Now, the environment's different, but go where the fuck you are celebrated. Don't do business with motherfuckers you just don't fuck with. Feel like you have to. I just feel that strong. The world is too big for all of that. Another thing is inner healing so that you won't even attract anything like this in your life.
Facts about being
this happening around you, or this may be the situation, it won't even fucking bother you.
Like you have never seen.
Okay.
And here's the thing: they don't even.
So we're gonna get back to this lady again.
By it
all right.
You meet a guy, and on either side, it can be fetish, lust, like, love, whatever. Then they take you around their white friends. And now, Black women, what you need to know is a group of not racist white, however you're representing yourself and whatever, because white men in their white have the freedom to think however they want to think. It's when the company gets mixed that things start to get hinky. And by mixed company, I mean those same white guys plus their white girlfriends and wives, white family, white coworkers, white friends. Then the dance starts because you and they're trying to place you, and it better not be above them. So now you, as the Black girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or whatever, wife, have to do a dance. You have to position yourself between so that they can be comfortable in their white superiority delusion of this is what a Black person is, and that's what I need to see to know that I'm here. But you also have to be assimilated enough into white culture that you're not deemed a threat, that they can relate to you, they understand you, they see that you are parodying certain norms and things that they know that they can relax a little bit. So it's a constant dance, because do not walk into a room full of insecure white people and be all of that in a bag of chips. Oh, you in danger, girl. Because if you walk in there and you're not playing their little game that makes them feel good about themselves, If you walk in there and you are intellectual, you have poise, class, a great job, you're well educated, style, if you're not afraid of them, if you're not seeking their approval, if you are unbothered, they are not going to like that. And they're going to start looking at your white partner like, how dare you bring that here? And in order to keep their community of white delusion thriving, they have to remove any perceived threats, actual threats, anything that is not vibing in that collective understanding of who they deem themselves to be. And so that decline, that dismissal from white privilege is going to hit your white partner hard. They are going to get stop being invited to things. Their family is going to start haranguing them.
Why y'all hear me in the background? Y'all know this is not me. I swear, every time I have a good presentation, this joy happen.
You in line. Their buddies are.
Do you remember in the Black Woman's Guide, I had told you about their internal racism, and I had
not going to come over because things that happen. And not only will they possibly have a decline in their social status, their white privilege, but their upward mobility within white privilege can be chopped off, especially if it's at work. If they have a boss or a boss's spouse that feel some kind of way, all of a sudden promotion opportunities are not there for them. You are literally by showing up as your authentic self, by being real, by not taking
God damn, man.
any flack, or even if you are so token and so playing the game, but that has a little bit more power than your partner, is threatened or is insecure, there's nothing that you can do to stop them from wanting to yank. It is what it is. And something that I was shocked by.
And here the fact that there's other interracial relationships around, this is dark.
Was that there will be other.
This is a dark fucking truth that I don't know if even the divestors want to face. Okay? I mean, this shit, you can't tell me you just don't kind of cringe a little bit inside yourself listening to what this lady is saying, y'all. Ain't no motherfucking way that you don't. Why this commercial, man? Fair use, Article 107 for teaching purposes. Be back, y'all. T-shirts.
Men, Negro women, and they're not gonna help you. They are not your friend. They ain't looking out for you, because if they stand up for you, if they speak up, if they try to mirror you, hell, if they even be nice to you or acknowledge your presence before anything else pops off, that could be seen as a threat, because you have to remember they're doing the same dance, right? They're also having to toggle between stereotype and non-threatening assimilated token. So they are having to consciously or subconsciously protect the white privilege of their spouse and the standing of their spouse for their own self-preservation. So no, don't look to them. They ain't gonna help you. And y'all ain't gonna be friends. Y'all ain't gonna be bonding about the nuances of being in an interracial relationship. That's not how this works. This is about isolation. So if you find yourself with a white person who you might like, love, see yourself building a life with, and they have not completely deconstructed from white supremacy, delusion, from their need to have access to white power, from capitalism, from sexism, from, I'm trying to think of what else, from any of these societal powers, and they have not deconstructed from that truly intentionally to the point where they've already cut out problematic friends and family, and they are no longer trying to navigate that world. If they haven't done all of that work, that shit will be done for them by the nature of them being with you, and your white partner will punish you for removing them from access to their white power. That's the dirty little secret that nobody talks about. When you are with an unhealed, unawakened white person who is just moving through life and thinks that their privilege is enough privilege is enough to allow them to date and do whatever they want and not be seen as a threat within their own society. If they have not done that soul searching work, they will drag you into the messiness that is white supremacy. They will get taken out by their own, and you will become the one that they get to punish for it. So I'm not saying nothing. Date who you want to date, do what you want to do, but I thought you should know.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about this episode in the comment section, yeah? So I can just say this sister deconstructed a lot of things, and some made sense and some were totally new news to me. won't speak for anybody else, yeah. And what caught my interest is when she talks about different level of privilege and power in the white community, yeah. And I feel like more or less this is something we've covered about, but in a different kind of content, where there was a punk color lady who was talking about why white men will never have sisterhood in their ranks. It's because they can never come united and they have those levels that they put people.
Right.
Yeah.
And this said, why punk-colored women, they know they can never attain that level of sisterhood because the same way they treat black people behind their backs, they know that they treat each other like that too by talking about each other and doing this and that behind each other's back.
Right. And guys, if this is a known knowledge, how comes there's still some punk-colored people who deny vehemently of white supremacy, white privileges,
and this
being
sort of
rankings existing in the white community, you know? And I feel like this is the silent monster that, or white whale that people don't talk about, or should you say the white elephant in the room? I think that's the one I'm looking for, that people really don't know, can't confirm, and it's not talked about, you know. Because can you imagine when she's talking about if you're a black partner and you don't assimilate enough to not be a threat, then your partner starts falling because of you
from the ranks.
Your partner starts falling from the ranks, losing some certain privileges and losing some certain powers, you know.
Right. And she even went on further to say some of these partners of yours are the very same ones who will punish you for making them lose their standings in society.
I would like to know, guys, have you experienced something like this? And my question is, why would you get into a relationship where you're not allowed to fully be the person you have,
energetic person you
are, you're not fully allowed to experience or enjoy your own culture when you're around certain people, you know. Right. That sounds like a lot of hard work.
Right. And we know this is not the case for every interracial couple, right? But we do know also that it exists. It's a reality for some couples.
Yeah. I can imagine, guys, the reverse of this. Let's say interracial couple, one is African, the other one is a white male or female, right? When they come to Africa, they're fully accepted. They're fully accepted. Nobody loses. In any case, this is funny, but I have to say, and it's gonna sound funny. In any case, when a black woman or a black man marries, we call them Zungus here in Kenya. When they marry a Muzungu, that is a white word for a white man or woman. When they marry a Muzungu, I'm telling you, your social ranks are going to go up like I don't know how many.
That's a very funny thing. And in the Western world, your social rank becomes
diminished, you know,
for the punk-colored man.
But if they come here, they're both treated very well, and the punk-colored person is allowed to enjoy their culture
without having to necessarily change.
Exactly.
Of course, they can assimilate or copy some of their African.
In most cases, they do that because they love their culture. You see them starting to dress like
the African counterpart.
They start enjoying the African foods and whatnot. So you can see the level of acceptance in these two communities. You know, this just for Black Americans, I don't know.
And you know, this just reminded me of an interview I watched. It was conducted a long time ago, I think in the 90s, of Mariah Carey's mom. Mariah Carey's mom is white, and her dad is a biracial of Venezuelan and black something, right?
Okay.
It was on Oprah Winfrey. And Mariah Carey's mom was just explaining how her family disowned her for marrying Mariah Carey's dad. And when they disowned her, her mom never told. Her mom had, I don't know if it was two brothers and a sister. So her mom never told her uncles and aunt that she was married to a black man. They just simply never talked about it. And her mom told her to never say anything to any of the family or friends, you know. So whenever she'd go to visit her mom, she would never take her husband or the kids to see the mom. She was like really outcasted, even if she would go to these events like family burial. You know, and nobody would really ask after her or what she's been doing, you know. And when it came time for her to settle in a new environment, when she married her husband, she noticed that the place she was looking for a house would never rent to her when she goes to ask for a house with her husband. So what she would do is she would go alone, and after she has gotten the keys to her house and paid the rent is when she moves in with her husband. And
that's an interesting story. I told y'all a story similar to that before about a woman with an Irish man and what had happened to her.
Kids, and she decided to move out of that white area because she saw that was no way of her family to live, right? Where she was the only one who was allowed to have a life, but her other family members were not allowed to have a life. So she decided to go to a mixed neighborhood. And now another problem
right in that mixed neighborhood, where black kids would. So Mariah Carey was white passing, and her brother was slightly darker than her. You see, so the black kids would hate on her biracial kids because of how light they were, right? And on the other side, white kids would hate on the black one. Okay, the Mariah Carey's brother because he was slightly dark.
I need some water. Put up this microphone.
You know, and Mariah Carey was the only one who was assimilated with the white kids. You know, so either way you look at it, when people go into these interracial relationships, of course.
Alrighty then. Hold on. I know the computer.
These things have changed, but not that much. You see, that is really quite sad. Imagine, but I do big up the woman.
Okay, let's get into it. Understand. Okay. There's a lot of things you cannot take personal.